Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 215 of the Lost Levels podcast. Today, we're going to do things a little bit differently in terms of the topic. We are not going to talk about a specific game. We are going to talk about Nintendo cartoons. Not something that's in the news recently, but just something that we wanted to try talking about. We're going to go over some of the history and some of why they might have stopped and why they should return, all that good stuff. But before we get into that, I am SuperZambezi, your host, and today I'm joined by Dark Boo.
Good evening, people. Good evening.
Soul.
This episode is sponsored by multiple cartoon shows, including Saturday Supercade and the Donkey Kong Country themed song. Play it, Staryu.
Oh, we don't have it ready. Wow.
Just like it. Just like our mic. Just like our
now,
tech guys.
on your breakfast table, Donkey Kong cereal.
Hoo-ha!
Hello, everyone.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah, he's here, too.
That's our cast today. So, very first thing about Nintendo cartoons that we're going to go into is our history with them, our personal histories. Which ones have we watched? Which ones have we enjoyed? Which ones have we missed? I think, Staryu, actually, I think you've watched the most. Because I've watched a couple. I don't think I've seen a lot of them, though. But I know you've seen a couple, so which ones are you familiar with?
I've seen Super Mario Bros. Super Show and Super Mario Bros. 3 Super oh my god, a lot of Mario. A lot of Super Mario World. I've seen, of course, the Donkey Kong Country TV show. All right, why do you think I play that why do you think I play the theme so much? Of course, I know it by heart. So I've watched that a lot as a kid. That was like on Fox Family. Oh my god, I watched that all the time as a kid. The Super Mario Bros. Shows I got on DVD. That's why I watched them. The Pokemon show. Oh my god, I've watched all the episodes of that. Kirby Right Back At Ya I watched. F-Zero. GP Legend. I watched that when it was on 4Kids. I would say I watched most of them. I didn't watch like the early 80s stuff. Like what's it called? You just said at the beginning of the podcast, Soul.
Saturday Supercade.
Yeah, I didn't watch that. Or Captain N. I didn't really watch those shows. But yeah, those were the shows I watched as a kid.
Okay. Boo, did you watch any?
No, except Pokemon. It's the only thing. I don't even recall any. Oh, I don't know what the hell I was doing. I don't recall anything. It's so bad. No, let me think about it. No, nothing. Really nothing. I didn't recall any cartoons. You know me. I was stuck with the old cartoons like the Flintstones, all that stuff. That was the good cartoons, okay? No shame to Nintendo. Those were the good cartoons. I ain't throwing them under the rug. I'm throwing them wet. Go on. I was going to say something rude, but go on.
Saul, what about you?
I remember I got the Super Mario Bros. Super Show on DVD. You know, I'm real cool. So, like, I'm real cool. And then, I remember my friend showed me once, like, I watched, like, a few episodes of Kirby Right Back At Ya. And then, and obviously Pokemon, because I think all of us have watched the Pokemon show at least once.
And for me, yeah, Pokemon, everyone, I think, has watched that one. The Super Mario shows, I think the Super Mario Bros. 3, that one I didn't watch as a young kid. Or my family, when we went to Poland one year, we got a DVD of that show in Polish, and that's how I watched it. Besides that, I do remember watching some of the Donkey Kong Country, of course. Back in the day. But besides that, yeah, none of the other ones I haven't. Kirby, I remember seeing it on TV, but I never really watched it. Yeah. And with that, next question. Why do you think Nintendo has stopped creating these shows? Or it's just stopped releasing them in general? Because a lot of them, the height was like the 80s, 90s. You don't really see them nowadays. Why do you think that is?
Because no one wants to invest in it. Because, like, if you want to make a show, you gotta make it good. Or usually. But, like, especially cartoons, it's like, they're really only popular if they're super good or if you have a really young audience they're looking to appeal to.
Cartoons suck.
Yeah. And video games, well, I mean, the video games are the prime thing of merchandise, not the cartoon, and they just don't want to invest in it because it probably won't give you as much money. But they are trying some stuff in the video game stuff, or in the video game industry with cartoons again, because I believe the Mighty Number 9 game is having a cartoon, or it's Mega Man, or both. So there's that, and obviously the Pokemon one is still going strong because it's extremely popular in Japan and still somewhat popular in America.
Now, see, if you asked me about watching cartoons, I couldn't answer anyone at Nintendo because I wouldn't know if they were or not. So I would literally have to list them, and you had to be like, is that Nintendo or not? Because let's just say that I watched most of them, especially Sonic. That's the one that was on the most. Sonic Underground.
Oh yeah, that's not Nintendo, but I love Sonic Underground.
Yes, I love it, and there's many more. And one I was thinking of literally slipped my head. Oh, Mega Man. Mega Man, he had his own TV show.
Mega Man.
Oh yeah, that you talking about 2000s? Because I remember they had a show like on what's it called? WB. I don't know what they call it nowadays.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
CW, something like that.
Yeah, CW11 now. Before it was Warner Brothers. Yes.
Yes.
It was WPIX, WPIX TV. Okay, get into it. You know I'm old as hell, so I had to get into it.
Yeah, and for this list, I just was focusing on Nintendo because like there's also like the Ace Attorney anime that just started, but like that's not really Nintendo. So,
but the thing is, I think that they're not into TV shows because, no offense, most of them only way you're gonna make it through is if you have corny things, like even with like Powerpuff Girls, corny. They talking about Bubbles like OMG. I'm like, oh hell no, okay? It's really corny. That's why I don't like it. I really don't like it. It's corny as hell. You gotta fit into modern times. So basically what I mean by that is that memes, everything around that, you gotta be
memes, fast paced. Everything has to be fast paced, or else kids won't be into it.
You have to be sensitive to all that crap. It's so stupid.
Okay.
So basically, I'm just saying, basically, cartoons. It's not even where the money is at because they got games to make. Hell, they need more games for the Wii U. No tea, no shade. So that's why they're not making no TV shows because they ain't getting no money out of it. They're just wasting money. It's like a good project going bad.
Well, I was just gonna say that. Okay, yeah, sure, but then why did they do them before? Was it not a success? In that case, do we think it was an success? That's success.
I think they would. I think they were just like trying something new. I think that's probably the only thing I could say because that was something that really wasn't that well known at the time. So they wanted to like branch out their video game series to cartoons. So like, hey, kids see the cartoon, maybe they'll want to buy the video game or something like that. Mm-hmm. So I think that was what they were trying to do, but because it wasn't that popular. I mean, let's face it. I mean, a lot of people love like Super Mario Bros. Super Show, but those shows were just so lackluster and like they didn't really look like the characters, like Goombas and things. I'm like, what the heck is that? That's a Koopa? That doesn't look anything like a Koopa. It's like everything is different. So, yeah, I just think that they kind of just grew out of that. So they were like, nah, we don't need that. Like the shows, they're like, we don't need the shows, we don't need the movies. I mean, I think it'd be cool if they did a TV show nowadays. It'd probably be a lot better in like 3D, like you know how Sonic Boom is, where that like that type of show. Like I think if they did something like that,
saving grace for the game.
Yes, yeah. Oh yeah, don't get started on Sonic Boom. That's a whole other topic. Oh my god, I might have opened a can of worms, but yeah, just something like that. They did it nowadays. That'd be cool. But yeah, I'm rambling on. But yeah.
And plus, at that time, TV shows were kind of like the main thing for children. Like children, there was no damn computers. We sit there watching TV shows. We watch TV shows and then we plug in whatever system, NES, SNES, whatever one you want, and 64 too around that era, and we play the game.
Yes.
So it wasn't like even when I was young, we watched TV. If not, we go outside and play. We come home and watch TV. Here, we don't have TV. Hell, I don't turn on my TV. We don't even watch TV. It's Netflix, Hulu, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, Snapchat. So it's like no one even bothers to watch TV. Hell, you ask somebody what time the news come on, they wouldn't even be able to answer that. But back then, before we used to know Channel 9 news come on at 10, and WPIX come on at 10, Eyewitness News come on at 11, which is still due to today, okay? But now you ask some...
o'clock.
Exactly, 5 o'clock news. Where have your child been? Okay?
Yes!
Oh my goodness.
Like, now it's not even a TV age, so basically, I guess they really scrapped the TV and like focused on video games because that was at the up too. So it was like, no, we continue it now, man. Although the Star Fox one they did, that was good. They need to continue it. That one was good. It got me really attentive.
I think like it's like what you said, Boo, is that Nintendo is so popular now, they don't need a TV show to get more popular. Like, they're already big, so they don't need a TV show. But I do think, like, if they wanted to do, like, a TV show on any of their franchises, a Star Fox TV show would be awesome. Oh my god, that would be so cool.
Okay, so this question I actually wanted to answer first, because it's actually something that I was thinking about all throughout watching all these shows recently. Did the cartoons change Nintendo's image and branding, and was this a positive change? And I can't say whether it changed their image or branding, but I can definitely say that nowadays they are way, way more protective over their IPs and their franchises. So just saying like, oh, hey, let's just do a Mario show, like that is so much... I guess pressure, so much caution with that, as opposed to when they actually released the 4 or 5 other shows in the 80s and 90s. Because back then, Mario wasn't as popular as he was still immensely popular, but his popularity only continued to rise. So now it's at this height that I don't think they would so easily just throw out a random cartoon based on that series. And I think they just feel that way with all their franchises and IPs now. Yeah, that's what I think.
Perhaps that the cartoons weren't doing them much favors into into selling Nintendo as a brand as a like all around age brand, because you wouldn't see something like, I don't know, Halo having a TV show compared to Kirby. So I think maybe that was one of the business decisions that prompted them to axe stuff like this.
That's interesting. Although, like, again, we're gonna bring up the Star Fox again. Like, I feel like that could be all ages. Like, I would totally watch that. Like we've all said, but I don't think I could continue watching the Saturday Supercade every week. Yeah, so I think it's possible.
I guess like with me and Ace Attorney, I can't watch that every week. But that one, it's kind of like you have high expectations of something, and when there's low expectations, the viewers literally drop.
Yeah, I would agree.
So I would think that they don't need to make a TV show. That's the thing, they don't need to. And plus, all these cartoons, you got all these corny ass oh, I hate these cartoons in this century. You got all these cartoons. They suck. And I don't know. It's not something that they could touch, because cartoons are not the big thing. Although, like, they keep on saying, we're going to reincarnate the old cartoons. And we, like, don't touch those cartoons. Because we, like I said, with Powerpuff Girls, we see what happened. You better not touch any other cartoons. You better hear me. You are not going to touch those cartoons. And don't even revamp these old cartoons. But the thing is, there's some series that you kind of wish there was a TV show for. Or not even a TV show. They could probably have like a little DLC, like a crossover, like with Splatoon and Mario, like all that other stuff. Just like kind of stupid things around there.
Yeah.
So they can do like crossovers, because that would be very nice. Not like a DLC where it's just an outfit. I'm talking about like a complete crossover. Like you play Mario, let you know there's an Inkling in there. Or if you're playing If you play in Splatoon, and then next you have Fox and all that. It's kind of stupid, but that's what they used to do with cartoons. They used to like merge 2 cartoons together and such, like Leo, Stitch, and Proud Family. They could do something like that.
That was so good.
Oh, or like the Subspace Emissary, which it wasn't a cartoon, but like you got to see all these Nintendo characters interact.
Yeah,
that was cool.
I don't know why they took away that good part of It was Brawl, right? No, it wasn't. Was it Brawl? Yes,
Brawl.
it was Brawl.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I don't know why they took it out in this Wii U and 3DS game, because that I always wanted to actually experience that story, but I guess not.
I don't think the cartoons had too much of effect on Nintendo's branding, just because I feel like the shows weren't that popular. Though I wasn't really born around I wasn't born in the 80s or the early 90s to know was it really popular. But in my mind's eye, it wasn't that popular, because I didn't remember hearing about it too much. I had to search on YouTube and the YouTube poops and all that other stuff. You guys remember that stuff, that crazy YouTube stuff, with Mario, Mama Luigi, my boy from that CDI game. I remember all that. Yeah. But that's not even a TV show anyway. But yeah, I don't think it had too much of an effect on Nintendo's image or branding, and I can't really say if it's a positive change because I don't really think it was too big. Now, I think Pokemon, that was something that was a positive effect on Nintendo's, or Game Freak's, whatever you want to call it. Image and branding, because that show is what got so many people into Pokemon. Back then, I know some of you people listening to the podcast, you're too young, you don't remember it. I was young during that time, but I remember some of it because I grew up and I experienced Kanto, Johto, I experienced all that. So it was really popular in schools, and it was really popular just everywhere, anywhere.
Pokemon cards.
Yeah, everyone was having Pokemon cards at the arcades, in school.
Hell, I had
school.
You know, it's something that Dark Boo had Pokemon cards.
Yes, Pokemon cards. God. What card? Did you have a Staryu card?
I had Pikachu, Pidgeotto. Oh my God, who was the other one? I think I had Staryu. No, I had Starmie. I didn't have Staryu. I had Starmie.
Okay, that's one. Well, you couldn't even use them.
Yeah, it's so bad that I can actually remember some of the Pokemon cards I had.
So bad, it's so good.
It's kind of I was a Pokemon freak. I had so much stuff. Hell, I got Pokemon Stadium, and then I borrowed my cousin Game Boy. Was Game Boy Color to even play Pokemon? It's so bad. I was addicted. I don't know what happened later on.
Since we're talking about this,
go ahead.
Sorry, but I just wanted to ask, did you guys, when you had your cards, did you also have the binder where it'd be
I had it. I still have it.
This is reserved for spot 53, and I don't have that one, so it's empty. But the next one, 55, that's where
I have them.
That goes there. We still have that. We also have this tin can of just Pokemon cards that we've collected over the years.
My God.
Oh my goodness.
I have a box. I have a box of Pokemon cards.
It's so bad. We used to be freaks. We used to collect Pokemon cards, Yu-Gi-Oh! When it became hype.
Ugh.
Oh my
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Goodness.
I avoided Yu-Gi-Oh! Like the play. I'm I'm not falling for that one. Thankfully, I didn't, because
I used to buy the deck of cards. I couldn't stand the fake cards. They used to have the fake cards out that looked like the 99-cent store. I couldn't stand those because they were so fake.
My older brother, he collected that. It was that Yu-Gi-Oh! Character thing that had 5 parts and 5 cards to it.
Oh, Exodia?
I don't remember, but he had it all. I remember.
I think so.
A big deal.
Is Exodia with the left arm, right arm, and left leg?
Yeah.
Leg?
Yeah,
Exodia.
Mm-hmm.
But what I was gonna say is that pretty much the TV show for Pokemon was so popular, everyone was getting into it. They were releasing soundtracks because they had music on the show. They had the Poke Rap. We did the Poke Rap, by the way, in case you guys don't know if you're listening to the first time. Me, Dark Boo, Soul, and Yoshi Man 222. We did the Poke Rap, which you should go check it out. It's podcast 206, Pokemon Red, Blue, Yellow. You should check that out at the end of the podcast. We do the Poke Rap. Yes.
Please don't.
And see, you weren't a part of that, but you're gonna be next time we do a Poke Rap. If it's Johto, you're gonna be a part of that. There's no excuse. But yeah, I'm just rambling on. Yeah, Pokemon the TV show was really popular, and it really helped.
Catch them all.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I think we kind of touched on this about what are some challenges in creating and releasing a cartoon now. So we talked about the TV is not as important for kids, which, I mean, is that just what we think or do we know?
TV,
I don't know.
A lot of kids don't even watch TV. They be on their damn iPad and iPhone and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But to make it what is it? To make a TV series out of a game now, you gotta make sure it focuses on the game timeline and doesn't spur something out random that makes everything go haywire. Like even with Star Fox, they did the first mission, so basically, it stayed on topic. I mean, stay on topic. It stayed concurrent with the game. That's the appropriate word. Concurrent. Yes, God. I'm sorry. Had a moment. But yeah, they gotta make sure the TV shows stay concurrent with the game. They gotta make sure they don't throw any rips here and there that make everybody question, make everybody sit there like, what? And then after, they gotta make sure they don't spoil things for games first and foremost. That's another thing.
Yeah, I mean, but there's
later on.
There's got to be a balance, because if you look at these early cartoons, they are so out there. Some of them are so unrelated to the games they're based on that. I mean, and granted, they're based on NES games. Like, how much in depth can you get? But then you have something like Ace Attorney, which follows it by the book, page by page,
which
and it's just
annoying.
So boring.
Yes, it is. It's boring. Oh my God, it's so annoying. That's one thing. You can't have the game that's too concurrent. Whereas that's spoiling the game. That's the thing. That is spoiling the game. So if you haven't played the game, do not watch the Ace Attorney series, because you'll be ruined. So I don't. Yeah, no. It's the thing. There is some harmony between it, but the thing is, it's 20 challenges, and then after. You got some people debating, should I just watch the TV show or should I just play the game?
Yeah. I suggest the game for Ace Attorney, by the way.
I feel like the game would be the better decision.
Yeah. But what about things like, okay, so TV, not as important for kids nowadays, but we have things like Netflix, YouTube. What if they released a cartoon on Netflix? What if they did a YouTube
They have.
Yes. They can go to those outlets like Netflix, because everything is on Netflix.
Yeah, there are a lot of cartoons on Netflix. Like, I think some of Foster's Home for Imaginary, a lot of the Cartoon Network shows, actually.
Yeah, like, because people have Netflix. You could do a Netflix video. Because, hell, they did it with me. Although this is different, they did it with Tomo. They put it for an Android, so they could, like, make a TV show for Netflix, Hulu, YouTube. Hell, because YouTube, you can get paid. Hell, they pay for every other video posted about Nintendo, okay? But I mean, that's another topic.
Okay, so last one. Do you want to see them return cartoons? And if so, which series would you like them based on? So give me like three series you'd love to see a show on. And it could be a show that already exists. So if you said Donkey Kong, I would be totally okay with that.
Please don't. Let that thing die.
Never. Well, okay, maybe not never, but for now, no.
That awful show. Ugh.
Okay, so these are my three. Okay, and I'm gonna avoid saying Mario just because Mario's already a thing, so I'm not gonna say Mario show for now. But I'm gonna say I want to see Star Fox. I want to see some Metroid. Yes, Dark Boo, right? Some Metroid. We need to see some Samus.
You took my answer.
We need to see Metroid. We need to see Samus kicking all sorts of butt.
I need to hear about her backstory, because that's one thing about these TV shows. Because me and Ezzy was talking about it with Ace Attorney. We don't want it to literally mirror the we don't want it to be too concurrent. We want to see like the backstory, like the pieces they couldn't put in the game. That's what we wanted to see, not the exact gameplay flow. Like, we want to see how Phoenix met Mia. We want to see all of that, the dynamics and such. We don't want to see, it's literally the game. No, we want to see the story. Like, even with the Star Fox cartoon they put out, especially at the end when what was General Pepper told Peppy to keep something a secret. That was the juice and the tea. We need things like that.
No, but that's the thing. We got personality that we don't get in the game. We got things. We got new information from this. Like with Ace Attorney, I learned nothing new. I feel like I'm watching the game in video form, and that's not what we want. So, yeah, I'm totally with you on that. Sorry, did you say all three?
I'm sorry.
I didn't even say. I didn't know I didn't.
I'm sorry, Honey Bunches.
But yeah, I think a Metroid show would be great. I mean, they had some Samus's backstory on Metroid Zero Mission, and then they had some things in Metroid Prime. So there's little bits and pieces, but like an actual show showing Samus. You know, you could freaking add You could add Adam Malkovich. Have all those characters from Metroid Prime 3. I just want to see Samus just interact and just be awesome and just kick all sorts of butt. I just need to see it. I need to see it. So a Metroid show would be great. A Star Fox show, like I said, that would be awesome if they just would continue it. Because as C just said it, like the Star Fox, you don't really see their personalities too much. Like from Star Fox Zero, you play it like Slippy's getting caught. Yeah. Oh, Peppy's saying do a barrel roll. Oh, you're becoming more like your father. It's like, and Falco's just being douchey, and that's just everything. It's like that's it. It's just too one-dimensional. I want to see more dimensions added to their personalities and their character, and find out more about like Kat and Bill Gray, and that would be awesome. So yeah, Star Fox, Metroid, and then I would like to see another Kirby show. But I would love to see a Kirby show, not like Kirby Right Back at Ya, but more like based around the Kirby characters. Like have Kirby, Waddle Dee, Meta Knight, King Dedede, and have it like centered around them. I would love to have a show like that. And in 3D, of course. None of this 2D nonsense, like 3D realness. But yeah, that's it.
I will go next. I actually, the only one I really could think of... Well, no, there's two. Back when Kid Icarus Uprising was first released, they had these little short animations similar to how they did with Pikmin, and they were actually really good, but I think they could have done a lot more because they were all... If I remember correctly, the only one I remember was Palutena's something... She made like some meal and like ate them all or something like that. And that was a really good one. But I think they could do really well with that because Kid Icarus Uprising has a lot of characters. And it has a reasonable amount of characters. And it had a lot of different plots. And it wasn't like confusing. Like the Aurum, what's her name? I was going to call her Persephone, but that's not her name. Oveready. They had a bunch of different little bits of story in that game, and I think that could go really well. And even though I don't really watch that much of, I didn't really watch that much of it, I almost imagine it's sort of like a single-handed Sailor Moon, like just Sailor Moon. There wouldn't be any other Sailor Scouts, something like that, but not as a Magical Girl series, just very similar to that. And then I couldn't think of a third one, unfortunately, but the second one was a Metroid one, but my idea was, since I don't think all of you... Staryu might have seen it, and maybe, but back in the 90s there was the Batman animated series show, which is very, very, very good. And I think it won an Emmy. Like, it's known for being an extremely good cartoon show. And it was back in the 90s. And I almost want something like that for Metroid. I really would like it was a dark show. It was not comedy-based at all. It was very action-focused. And I think something similar to that would go great. The problem is, obviously, those are almost complete opposites in terms of, like, setting. Because Batman the Animated Series was very dark, noir, detective series. Metroid is very dark, space, cosmic themed. But I really think if they were to do something like that, that'd be something very interesting, because it would take something similar to what they did with, I believe it was the Metroid Prime series, with Samus's character, but turn it into something good. And because Metroid Prime and subsequent games afterwards introduced a little bit more characters, such as the other bounty hunters like Silex, I think that'd be something cool they could introduce with that as well, because I like a show with a very big cast of side characters, but with a very, very, very small amount, like even a single or 1 to 2 amount of protagonists, and that's it, main characters. Even though the Star Fox, which we'll talk about later, the Star Fox animated short they had with Star Fox Zero's release was actually very good. I actually really like the idea of it. I feel like the characters aren't as, I really just, that's probably why, for Super Smash Bros. They only have these characters, but the only characters I really feel like would be necessary would be Fox and Falco. But then it'd be like, oh, something's empty, because, I mean, we all know that Peppy and Slippy are part of the team. But, so I guess that's my cop-out for a third, but since it's already kind of been done, and the only ways I could imagine it are something similar to the Batman series I mentioned earlier, which, someone posted this cool animated short called, A Fox in Space, and it was very 60s drama. it was really cool. Not 60s, 70s rather. 60s, almost 60s, 70s, almost like a cop drama, but animated, but with a whole bunch of strange characters in it. And I really, really enjoyed that. Like, that's almost what I'm talking about when I'm imagining the Samus one, but more focused on action, less on plot. Which was what Batman, I think, did. But it had a heavy balance of both. But, what was it? Oh, and then there's the Star Fox one that came out that's officially made by Nintendo. That's okay.
Yes.
I didn't hate it. It looks... Its style is very...
It's interesting.
Unique. Because it looks... I believe it's actually two-dimensionally animated, but the characters look three-dimensional, which is very strange. I have a lot to say on that because... There's a lot of good and a lot of bad with that, but we can get to that later. I really am gunning for that Metroid Batman like thing, and I would like another Kid Icarus thing, that too. But that Metroid one, I think, is such a good idea.
Boo.
I'm gonna make mine quick because once again, like I said, I don't watch a lot of TV shows, so really I don't mind anything. Actually, it's just with the basically with all the things I said before, just follow those and I'll be alright, because I really don't have a preferable one. As hell, I don't know the things I watch, I can't say on this podcast. So yeah, I don't mind any games. Just follow the guidelines and such, and you probably get me to watch it, because like I said, the things I watch I'm not going to say on this podcast. I'm going to say after.
Okay. I thought you were going to say Zelda, so I kept it off my list.
Zelda? No, because every little Zelda remake they did, I hate it.
Oh,
every cartoon they did of Zelda, I hate it.
Isn't there only one? But whatever. Yeah, okay, maybe. I think if you took a different approach with Zelda, I think you could actually do it pretty well. If you took it a little more seriously. The cartoon did not. I mean, it did it, but it didn't. Okay, but for my list, yes, of course, I agree with Star Fox. Definitely agree with Metroid. I would love to see a Fire Emblem, I guess, anime, because you see the in-game cutscenes that they have, and they look great, and everything about them, they do it so well. I'd love to see something on that. Fire Emblem doesn't have the best story, but I still think you could make something great out of it. Next, I know we have a lot of Mario already, but I think a Paper Mario show would be awesome, because there's so many characters and so many unique things going on in there, and you can make it look so pretty.
Wait. Excuse me, Azzy.
Yes.
What do you mean there's so many characters? You're not talking about the
Toads?
You're not talking about the previous the
latest two. I am not talking about.
Okay, then I agree. Yes, I do agree. Thank you. I
mean,
had to clarify.
Actually, I wouldn't mind those story elements being in the show, but you would fill them with characters that already exist from the other games. And my last one, Animal Crossing. That would be so cool to
I already
have.
disagree.
You would disagree.
I feel like it would be boring.
Because
have you seen the Animal Crossing movie? Have you seen that?
I have, but to be honest,
it's decent. It's okay.
Yeah, but to have a video game based movie or show, you need to have plot, and Animal Crossing has no plot. Like, literally no plot. There's nothing. It's meant to be something you come back to every once in a while. It's not story based because there is no story, and I don't think there's any way that you could do it without altering what Animal Crossing is. And that's why I also somewhat disagree with the Paper Mario one, because I don't like the idea. I don't like adventure shows like this, and I feel like the only way to make a proper Paper Mario show would be to have just a simple adventure, and I don't like that, because it's just at least somewhat what the ending is. Like, Paper Mario is going to face against Bowser, and he'll either win or win, which is why I don't want to, or it'll end on a cliffhanger and then the show gets canceled early. Well, I don't want to see it.
We don't need to stick with the story as it was, page by page. Not even a book or general book. It can be something completely different if they want to. I don't mind.
Right, slice of life.
But for Animal Crossing, I was thinking more like you have all these different villagers. You could probably, let's say you have 20 episodes or something, you have one episode on each villager in some town or whatever. Maybe every season is a different town. I don't know.
Hey, you could make like Blooming Flora, just less dirty.
Oh my gosh! Okay,
See?
second. Never mind. I retract what I said.
We copywriting it, so that's in case one of y'all Nick Glitz steal it.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, that's ours. Don't take that. That's ours. That's our Blooming Flora.
Okay, so before we did this podcast, before we recorded, we actually did some preparation. I put together a list of 12 Nintendo cartoons that have been released over the years, and we basically, we tried to watch an episode of each one. And we're going to go through each one. I'm going to give a little bit of information, and then we'll talk about what we liked, what we didn't, what we thought was weird, because there's quite a bit of weird in there. So the very first one is Saturday Supercade. This ran from 1983 to 1985. It aired on CBS, produced by Ruby Spears Productions. I don't know if that means anything to anyone, but
they did the Mega Man cartoon.
Oh, there you go.
Not the good Mega Man cartoon.
Ooh.
Because there was no good Mega Man cartoon.
Oh, laying down the hard truth. This had 97 episodes, and each episode was 12 minutes each. And this series was interesting because it wasn't focused on one character. They had about 7 different characters, and they're from the NES era. So you have Frogger, Donkey Kong, Q*bert, Donkey Kong Jr., Pitfall Harry, someone named Space Ace, I didn't know who that was, and Kangaroo.
Oh, I like that game.
I also didn't know who Kangaroo was. But
I don't know that.
Episodes on these characters. And for the Donkey Kong ones, you have... It's actually really interesting because I don't know who's kind of like the bad guy. Is Mario the bad guy?
Yeah, I had a whole bunch of... Do you want to just discuss it now?
Yeah,
the
let's
Donkey
go.
Kong one?
Well, I just want to say that we watched the episode 6, Gorilla My Dreams. So if you
Oh
want to
God,
watch
I didn't finish it
go
even.
ahead. Go ahead, Sol. What did you think?
Okay, well, I'll talk about the good parts first, which wasn't much. But this was made during the 80s, and I'm not too well versed with 80s cartoons. But whenever I think of 80s cartoons, I think of Gem and the Holograms. And so, usually, since it was the most popular,
yes,
it was probably
bitch.
I love that show.
So I think of it something somewhat common, like that was commonplace around the 80s. I haven't done that much research on it. So this was a very Tom and Jerry-like show, and it's actually quite interesting it reminded me of Tom and Jerry, Popeye, a lot of like slapstick humor from like the much earlier through the that century. Yeah. So, like, there was the lady who lost her glasses. Her voice was very, very vintage. Like, it sounded vintage. It was not 80s to me at all. And, the other thing was, the dynamic of the show was, even though, again, not a good show. It was not a good show. But the dynamic of the show was actually quite interesting because, it was Donkey Kong, I think, from what I got. It's just like the games. Donkey Kong is in love with Pauline, but she's with Mario. But Pauline and Mario are trying to capture Donkey Kong, which is, they have a little bit more because they don't really establish that Donkey Kong is a good person either. Like, it doesn't look like he's a hero. He just sort of does what he wants, and then it just turns out he's a hero. And Mario, obviously, is a villain. But Pauline, she's just kind of stupid. But I thought that was actually quite interesting for what they did. Like, I mean, you don't really see something like that often. Like, I don't know. I think it would actually be sort of a... It's a cool story, it's just it wouldn't work for Donkey Kong to me, because Donkey Kong doesn't speak, even though he speaks in the show, which... his voice is
Donkey
the worst.
Kong's... I love it. It's like,
Yes.
It's like
I can't
Pauline?
understand it. Like, it's inaudible. It's unable to be made out. And then, on top of that, the animation on this is atrocious.
I mean, it's the 8. Like, come on.
No, I do not give passes to stuff like this because it was choppily animated, but the worst was... I'm okay with this because it's a technique. You do an animation. You do repeats of stuff. But he was, I remember he peeks out of a lifeboat. Like, from under... It's like getting lifted up by a ship, and it's like covered by something, and he peeks out, and he laughs, but it's so erratic and irregular, it doesn't work. And I think his hand moves out when he laughs, and it's just going like in and out, or it's like moving. I don't remember what I said, but it was so bad. Like, it was the part where it was like, this is awful.
So
and
it wasn't that smooth. Yeah, okay.
I got through. I think I maybe watched like 2 minutes in total of it because I was just like skip. It was not interesting. There's nothing to it that was interesting. It was weird. It's creepy. I didn't like it.
You're saying so much. Oh my god.
Because I do. For us. I've analyzed animation. Like it's kind of weird because I just don't talk about it often. But like, this is kind of the topic I know somewhat a lot about. So it's flattering.
I don't have as much to say like he does, but all I'm gonna say is that I think honestly, giving it credit, it was in the 80s, but I was not interested in this. Like I thought like it was Donkey Kong. The first thing that came to my head was like, oh my god, it's Donkey Kong. Hoo ha! Oh my god, I was gonna get into it. I was gonna get into it, but then I was looking at it, and the Donkey was like, hoo 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 hoo, and I'm just like, what the hell? Like, obviously, I expected hoo-hoo, he's a freaking gorilla, of course. But, like, that was all he did. I'm just like, he's just running away, and he's just, like, making those monkey noises. That's it.
Also, if you guys didn't know, he ran away from the circus. That's why they're chasing him.
He's the gorilla of my dreams.
I didn't really enjoy it.
I don't even get what the pun is. Oh. What's the pun of the title? I don't get it.
It sounds familiar. I don't know. But Boo, what did you think? Did you watch this one?
I didn't want to watch it. I'll be honest. I'm not going to lie. It looks. How do I say this while being nice? Should I say it as Dark Boo or should I say it as someone who's being caring?
It's bad.
This shit sucks. It sucks. I'm sorry. I don't understand. I hate the voice acting. Let's put that out there. Donkey Kong voice acting is beyond horrid.
Help.
Hey, actually, I kind of like that voice. Just because, again, it's very vintage, and I kind of liked it.
I don't know. The cartoon is corny.
True.
It's everything that I hate about a cartoon.
But that's thing. It's a cartoon, so you have to think of it as like you have to put yourself in the perspective of a kid. Like for us watching, we're not. What are we gonna like enjoy? I mean, you might find some things funny, but overall, I mean, it's a cartoon, so you have to put yourself in that perspective. And in that regard, I think it did all right. I mean, it wasn't great. It was no masterpiece, but it did all right.
The thing is, the later on cartoons, they're gonna make me laugh.
Okay, I mean, you do have a point. The other ones that we're going to look at, they're better. This is probably the bottom of the barrel. Nice Donkey Kong reference. I did write a few notes, though, that I wanted to mention. Did you guys see the part where they used the floaty tube to distract Donkey Kong? Why was there a floaty?
I was very confused as well.
Girl's face on him. What on earth is this?
It was like skin colored, too. It was really
it had
creepy.
like scales on it. What is this? And did you guys catch? Okay, when at the end of the episode, when the captain rows out to that other random lady, and saves her, and they're like, "Oh, you're so beautiful," or whatever. Do you remember this part?
I literally heard like one line of dialogue because I'm like, "Oh wow, this is a stupid ending," and then I stopped it. But
it was okay. So the captain goes out to this girl and rescues her, and he's like, "Oh wow, I didn't realize how beautiful you are until just now," and then he throws off his glasses. So I took that to mean that it takes him to take off his glasses so he has bad eyesight so he can call her beautiful. So I was like, whoa, I don't think I would have detected that if I was younger. But
okay.
Yeah, overall, this show, okay. Next one is the Super Mario Brothers Super Show. So this is the first of 4 Mario shows, and actually the first of 3 Mario shows. The way they do this, they have a live action segment with a real Luigi. Hold on. And then they play the cartoon version, and then they come back to the Mario Luigi one. And in the live action segments, they actually have guest stars that show up every episode, and they have some stupid thing going on, but that's the general gist of this.
What they always used to say, they used to always be like, "Hey, paisanos," or something
like
that.
Yes, hey, paisanos.
Yeah. Oh, God. That makes, every time when I first started, I'm like, oh, God, I'm turning this off.
Oh, my goodness.
It's so cheesy. No, I finished watching it.
Okay.
It's, I'm gonna be really quick. I enjoyed it as a kid. But, now, looking back at it, I don't know, something happened to my attention span because I literally was just, like, Yeah, oh yeah, huh, that's okay, yeah. Oh wow. I was not that interested now. But as a kid, it would appeal so much to me. I would laugh at the stupidest things. I don't know, maybe I'm the only one, but I just felt like so like just like this show isn't like that extravagant.
I actually enjoyed it a lot. This one in particular. I love I just something about the dynamic between the Mario and Luigi and the live action. They just made me laugh every time. I know it's cheesy and it's corny. It's supposed to be. I mean, I'm pretty sure this was filmed live, I think.
Yes, it was.
So there you go. I mean, I didn't expect perfection, but like I found it funny. And I didn't mention, but the episode we watched was episode 49, Raiders of the Lost Mushroom. They all have puns in the title for the episodes too.
Oh, it's that corny cart. Oh man, I remember watching this years ago. Well, not years, as in like my youth age when I was a young adolescent Timmy. I mean,
oh my gosh.
You know,
I just caught that.
It was on YouTube, and it's a corny show. It's a little bit funny, but it's made to be very comical and just corny and all that. So it's not as bad as the last one, but it is meant to be corny.
Did you see who the guest was for this episode?
Who was she? I knew she was supposed to be Roxanne or something, but who was she?
Vanna White.
Oh,
yes,
I couldn't
there
tell.
Was Vanna White. Oh my goodness! How you couldn't tell? You don't watch Wheel of Fortune?
It was low quality.
You couldn't tell by her voice?
I didn't listen.
You couldn't tell by her voice, so you are a sin to
I
society.
saw her coming down the stairs, and then I stopped, because I'm like, I don't care about this.
Go to 1931. You can't tell that's Vanna. That's Vanna, bitch. Oh my goodness.
Thanks.
To be honest, I didn't realize until the end said, guest star Vanna White. I'm like, what?
So there you go.
I got it immediately because that voice, man, that's one of a kind.
Okay.
Oh man, that's a shame. A lot of people don't watch Wheel of Fortune here. They just lose in Wheel of Fortune.
Oh, does that shade towards that Z?
Better not be.
I think it was. Alright. So, I'm gonna go through my notes on this because it made me laugh. It was just, I wrote at the beginning, it was like literally 10 seconds in, I went, here for the Mario rap. I was like, I'm here for the Mario rap. I was like grooving a lot. That was the dumbest thing, but it wasn't cringy to me, it was just like stupid.
But that's what was cool back then, the rap.
Okay, but like, even when I remember watching this,
do the Mario.
and I watched the, I think it was the second iteration more, but I did watch one of these. But, and I was maybe 10. But I wouldn't say I had the most, I wouldn't say the most mature, but I had a very clever sense of humor. Like, I know... I get comedic timing very well. I'm not really the most funny on here, because, I don't know, I just don't like being funny on here. But I do comedy, and I think it's really funny. This was not funny. Like, none of this was clever to me. None of this was screaming, ha 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 ha. Oh, I'm dying.
That's comedy right there.
Ha. No. So even when I was like 10, I'm like, I'm skipping these live action sections. I am so uncomfortable. Apparently,
you're a hater. Damn.
Apparently, the dude who played Mario, I think, was like a wrestler or something. So
Yeah,
it's even more creepy. I don't know who, but I don't know who he was. But like the worst was like when they got like close up to their face, like I could see like they did not put enough stage makeup on them, so I could like cry. It was uncomfortable. The musical score in the show is actually not bad. Like you usually, especially like most of these shows have mediocre like songs and scores. They're not bad. It's just nothing special. These were like, oh, these are Mario songs. They're just a little reworked, and they're fine. I didn't like Toad, and I really not. He
I was just gonna say, I was like, oh my gosh, Toad. He's like calling Peach like Princess Babe.
I hate sassy characters like this because he's not funny. Like sassy characters are funny, okay, but he's like, oh my gosh, I'm not gonna take any of this seriously. I'm gonna make a wisecrack. Every time something dangerous happens.
Yeah.
There was one scene that made me I laughed, but not in a good way. There's this huge wide shot, and like a fireball comes towards them, but it was so small. It looked like a cotton swab, like almost like the size of a cotton swab. Yeah, it was so small. I'm like, why are you guys getting scared? Like, this is not like some giant meteor coming towards you. That is maybe the size of like like a computer mouse, like because I'm looking at one. That was the first thing I thought of. Like you guys are like ducking, screaming, like jeez, and then
they pulled a giant boulder. They somehow managed to use this giant boulder to close the door off. I didn't know how they were able to pull that off.
Oh jeez.
Good.
The last thing was my last two notes just say suffering salamanders and miserable manicotti. It was so stupid. I was like, that is the worst. That was cringe laughter because he said suffering salamanders, and then like Luigi's last line is something like miserable manicotti. I'm like, these kids don't know what manicotti is. Like,
yeah, you got to remember, guys, that we're like we're all like adults. So when we watch the shows, we're just like, ugh. Well, you're like an older teenager, I think.
Miserable manicotti.
Oh, Christ.
Okay, so
I should have said that's what the podcast is sponsored by. Dang it, that would have been great. Today's podcast is sponsored by Miserable Manicotti.
Oh my goodness. One thing this show did pretty well was they incorporated a lot of Super Mario Bros. 2 stuff, which you don't see a lot in current games. So they had like the Fry Guy, and I actually wrote them down, the Triclyde, I think? Mauser, Fry Guy.
Mauser.
Oh, please. So yeah, I love those references. Even the music, you could hear some of the music remix there too. Also, Indiana Joe, he is the worst babysitter in the world. He just got up and left the babies to go back on his mission. Like,
I have a note about him. I didn't mention it. I skipped real through it. Like this one was like oof, this was not good either. But he got, I think they were like going to like some temple thing, and he was like super scared. And he's like trying to shudder, but it kind of looked like they just like they tried making him shudder, but it didn't work. Like it sort of just looked like he was like his
vibrating.
Like they drew something. They drew a single drawing, and they just sort of moved it around. And it didn't work. I didn't like it. Like, maybe I'm remembering wrong because I did not write that down. But that was the only thing I got. Oh, and then they all had whips. What was that?
Oh, yeah. At the end, they're, like, coming towards Bowser. Like, what is that?
Was so weird.
Yeah. Yeah, Staryu, do you guys have anything else to say on this?
You practically said everything.
Yeah.
Sorry, I analyzed these last down. I know.
All right, you guys will go first for the next one. The next one is the
boo.
Legend of Zelda.
Oh my God! You gave us the corny.
Excuse
you gave us the one.
Yeah, look what Essie did.
Princess.
Do you want me to go first? Because I have some positive things to say.
I have negative. All negative. It sucks. It's corny. It has no resemblance to the Legend of Zelda. Give me a kiss, Zelda. Oh no, you're dirty. Are you serious?
Excuse me, princess.
Corny as hell.
I have some good stuff to say, but you guys go first. Cause
I don't have anything. You picked the wrong one for me to go first. I don't have anything to say on this one.
Right, then I'll go. Azzy, do you have anything to say? Then
I do, but
first,
you go ahead. Go ahead. I'll probably.
All right. So I actually liked Zelda's voice. I'm not saying her direction was. I don't think the best, but her voice was very nice. I liked it. I just think the vocal direction given to her was not correct. The animation did not match. Like it was made for English language. Like it wasn't animated in Japan and then like they just dubbed over it. No, I'm pretty sure it was made for English language. It was just she would emote with her voice, and the animation did not match it. She would be stagnant the entire time, and I actually like genuinely liked her voice. It was just awful. And then after it, I wrote, "Aw, princess, it's past my bedtime."
Oh my goodness.
I didn't get it because they're both supposed to be voiced as if they're young adults. Like, at least their voice acting, they very much sounded like 18 or so. But I'm like, why is Link sounding like this? And then the best was, I had to rewatch it, and it wasn't as bad as I thought it was, but it was still stupid. So, there's this one part where they're, like, going down into the underworld, I think. And, this is when I was like, the animation is so not fluid. But Link pulls out these boomerangs, and they like just sort of like expand, they like grow or something, and then Link's like, he's like, "Here, Zelda, you should take these," and Zelda's like, "Thanks," and then she grabs them. Well, first of all, in the wide shot, they're not in his hands. There's nothing in there, and then but then you see him when it gets close up on his hand, and then he goes back to the wide shot and she like takes them or something like that. But then she just shrinks them down again. So I'm like, why even like do that? Like, and then it was even worse because like her hand did not look right when she was like putting it in her pocket. It sort of looked like, again, they just sort of just like moved the model, and it was so bad. And then the other one was I don't know what happened because again I was skimming through these. But Link is on a Pegasus at one point, and he's like flying over the water, but because there's no shadows on this, it sort of just looked like it was a painting against the wall, and he just like fell into the water. It was so bad. And then the one part that made me laugh, genuinely laugh, because I think they made it to be stupid, was when he goes, "Excuse me, princess," but he gets interrupted, and then this is the part where they didn't mean to do it, but he gets interrupted, but there's like a short pause, so it just sounds like he cut himself off, and then she just goes, "Ugh, just get moving." But it was like, you didn't interrupt him. Like, you couldn't have gotten on Audacity and like put these files next to each other. And then and Ganon actually looked pretty evil. He didn't really look like his Zelda, Zelda counterpart, but like, I know he was like a pig Ganon, so it's not like, he didn't look like Twilight Princess Ganondorf, but he looks kind of like a weird witch. But it was okay because he looked evil. He was evil. I mean, I think it worked for it.
Yeah. So for my thoughts on this show, I'm not going to go into like the animation and kind of like the technical things, because like I just don't know what the technology was like back then, what they were capable of, blah blah blah, and I just frankly I don't care that much about like the little problems. If it's big enough, then I'll mention it, but otherwise I focus more on like, I don't know, like the actual stuff that's happening. So yeah, like the Link, he can be pretty annoying with, "Excuse me, princess." And I wrote this down because he does this a lot. Whoa. He does that a lot.
Oh my gosh, didn't he do that when he got kicked off the Pegasus?
Probably. And I do like Zelda a lot. The way she interacts with Link, and just the fact that she's there on the mission too. Like, she saves him at multiple points, and she does like the last hit on Ganon. Like, that's cool. I'm glad that they incorporated her as well, and not just locked her away in a tower or whatever.
Yeah, I thought it was cool.
Yeah, and Boo was saying like the kiss stuff is like stupid, and it is, but it made me laugh sometimes when. I know it's not that funny, but like he would be like, "Okay, give me a kiss now. I'm ready for it," and she'll walk up. And it looks like she's going to give him the kiss, and she just grabs a trophy, like, "Oh, they're complete," and walks off the screen.
That
and
was
he just
pretty
falls
funny.
off, falls over or something. Like, that stuff's funny. One last thing is that I think it's really interesting to see how different Zelda was viewed in that generation. Because I think at that point you only had Zelda and Zelda 2. I don't think you even had A Link to the Past. So they based it on just those two small little games, and you see Ganon, and he's like a cartoon character. Well, cartoon, yeah, obviously, but he is like animated. Yes, he is. But nowadays, when you think of Ganon, you think of someone like dark, mysterious, quiet, like evil. So going back to this, you can see that there's the people back then viewed Ganon as a very different character. So I found that
that's
interesting.
because I think that's because he was portrayed as such. He's not even a pig person anymore. He looks humanoid, and I think I do actually kind of miss the whole like animate personality of a villain, because we don't really get those anymore. I mean, Bowser works. Bowser's sort of like that, but I don't see him as much as a character. I want like a healthy balance, because usually when we think of villainous characters, we get the cold, brooding, calculating, very, very, very evil. But I want one that's very, very, very evil and mean. Like it works. He's very weird, but he's mean, and all of his intention is evil. I want something like that, not just in cartoons, but like video games and stuff, because we don't get that unless it's a child's game. And I guess it doesn't really work for, like, you're not going to see like a weird demonic clown thing in Halo, even though I mentioned that prior. But I want something good. Come on, like, I want a little bit more in the villains range. Something a little bit more interesting.
Okay, we should probably move on. And the next game, I don't think this is a good one for Staryu and Boo to start off with because it's Captain N the Game Master. I don't know. Yeah. This one aired from 1989 to 1991 on NBC, 34 episodes. And I have to read the description because it's a little much. Kevin is playing his NES when he is sucked up into a vortex and transported to Videoland, where he teams up with Princess Lana, who is made up, Simon Belmont, Mega Man, Kid Icarus, and Game Boy to defeat, I think it's Kingpin, Eggplant Wizard, and ultimately Mother Brain from Metroid. It's a weird show. It's really out there.
Yeah, I can go first for this because I watched it.
Okay.
With Captain N, I saw the episode we watched was Queen of the Apes, I believe.
Yes.
Queen of the Apes. And pretty much what happened in that episode is Mother Brain, Donkey Kong, and a character named Game Boy switched minds, or switched brains, or whatever the heck. So pretty much what happened is Mother Brain became Donkey Kong became Game Boy. Like, literally, you just saw a Game Boy literally bouncing around going, hoo.
Exactly. I wrote that scene down where he jumps off into the jungle. He goes,
I'm like, what the heck? I'm never gonna look at my Game Boy the same ever again. I'm just gonna like grab it and just go like, hoo. That's what I'm gonna do with it. But you know, I think the show was alright. I could get why kids of that age would like it because it's silly and it has some video game references.
Mm-hmm.
Though my only quarrel with the show is that some of the characters don't look anything like what they're supposed to. Like Mega Man,
oh my goodness,
I don't know what the hell that creature is claiming to be Mega Man, but it's not Mega Man.
I have so much to say on that.
You want to talk about creatures?
Mega
Look at Kid Icarus or Pit. He looks
Kid,
so
yeah,
creepy.
Kid Pit. Every time he speaks, he says Icarus at the end of every sentence, and like literally, like I'm talking right now, and he says like Icarus at the end of every sentence. It is so annoying. And Mega Man says something to it. He says like Maximum or whatever. Oh, that's so cheesy. What?
Don't get to his voice yet. I want to talk about it.
Okay, we'll say.
Okay, well, I'm not gonna get. Don't worry, I won't get to that. But can we talk about Mother Brain?
Oh my god.
What the hell?
What the heck?
When I first heard Mother Brain talking, I'm like,
voice.
my eyes literally became Donkey Kong. Remember when Donkey Kong's eyes like literally bulged out of his head? Yeah. That literally was me. I'm just like, what the heck? That's Mother Brain? That's not Mother Brain. What the heck? No wonder she didn't talk.
And we're not just talking about how Mother Brain looks. Oh my goodness.
No, you have to literally watch it. Like, you gotta go, like, you guys listen, you gotta, like, go on YouTube and literally look it up. Because when I heard Mother Brain talk, my eyes literally were like, that's Mother Brain? First and foremost, she's something a man. Second, well, yeah, she's
I was
a man.
gonna say,
secondly, she doesn't sound like a brain. I was gonna say that, but I didn't want to be rude. Yeah, she does sound like a sassy
She is.
black.
She was voiced by a black person, I believe. So,
Yeah,
and if
she
it
sounds
wasn't,
like
they
a
were trying to
sassy
aim
black
for
guy.
it.
I looked it up. It was it was, and actually he died recently, so
Rip.
that's unfortunate.
Aww.
But yeah.
Yeah, I heard even the people on Super Mario Bros. Super Show died, I think. But yeah, it's oh my god, when I heard his voice, I'm just like, or her voice, I'm just like, what in God's name am I watching? I would have been so scared as a kid. But yeah, that's all I have to say. Like that, it's first and foremost Donkey Kong, yes, and then Mother Brain's voice. That was too much to handle.
Also, why was Donkey Kong like 10 stories high? I don't understand why it was so
I
big.
don't
Probably
get
like
that
King
either.
Kong.
Ah,
Elvis, I don't
okay,
know.
okay.
But Boo, you go on this.
Boo, did you watch this one?
I skipped it.
Oh,
Okay.
you should
Of
you
course.
should check it out at least a little bit.
You should not.
It looks bad. Even
looks
the
really
thumbnail
weird.
looks bad, so I skipped it.
Oh, whatever.
Okay. So, my notes on this. Okay, it was literally the first scene, and he's playing Punch Out, and I literally just go, isn't that, he's throwing punches and Punch Out. I'm like, I'm pretty sure those are the sound effects when Mario shoots a fireball or something, because they sounded exactly like that, but okay. Like, I remember, at the end of the note, it just says, but okay. And then I said, oh, Princess Lana, she's actually kind of cool, like, she's stupid, but she wasn't, like, I didn't hate her. All the other characters are awful. Mother Brain, I was like, the first thing I said, is really the first thing you guys think of to make an evil character to make them sound like a sassy black person? Like, like I was. There's one that just says, oh my god. Like, the one sentence just says, oh my god. I don't know what it was. Oh, I think it was because right after that there's a musical sequence, and I hate musical sequences. We have like 4 shows with musical sequences in them. It's awful. The song was fine though. I didn't hate it. Mega Man, Mega Man. He's like green because I think I feel like they couldn't get the trademark for it, like, or something. He was green, and I think every time I see him, he just looks like a Duracell battery, even though I know he does. He's not even black. Like, I just see him and go, ooh, that's a Duracell battery. Oh my god!
Did you just say he looks like a Duracell battery?
Yes, I don't know why I think that.
A battery? Oh my god, Energizer Bunny realness. What the heck?
I'm so sorry.
A Duracell battery.
Yes. There's one other thing where I might have missed it because, again, I was just skipping through these. Like, ugh. But Donkey Kong with Mother Brain's body throws the Mother Brain with the Game Boy mind, like, into the jungle. And then, like, not, like, maybe 5 minutes later, which is a while in the cartoon, like, they're like, Mega Man, like, I think Princess Lana's like, Mega Man and Kid Icarus, you guys go get Mother Brain thing. And it's still flying through the air. Like, I'm like what the heck? I'm dying again. I said, she should have, like, I didn't even know that they all switched brains. I thought, like, it was just one of them, but, okay. And then at that point, I think I stopped it because I'm like, this plot actually made me uncomfortable. Not even cringy, but like, I was like, this is really creepy. Like, why is Mother Brain's voice coming out of like a giant gorilla? That's all.
Yeah.
Oh, this was not a good show.
Yeah, it's. I don't have. You guys basically covered everything. I just have 2 things to say. I really like the Nintendo references at times. So, like, the Captain N, who is that Kevin who gets transported or whatever, he actually uses the zapper, and he used something else too, like just things that you could recognize as Nintendo. And one little thing at the very beginning when Mother Brain is like scheming her plan. She says Metroid mirror on the wall, and I looked at the actual mirror, and there's like these 3 little claws, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. That is actually shaped like a Metroid.
I hated the voice for that.
Oh, that, yeah, okay, yeah. Okay. Next 2 games I'm actually going to combine because they're very similar. The first one is The Adventures of Super Mario Bros. 3, and the other one is Super Mario World. They're considered different shows, but they're basically the same. One takes place with Super Mario World elements. Both were around for 1990 and then 1991. 26 episodes, then 13, both on NBC. And yeah. What did you guys think of this one?
Mama Luigi!
Yeah, pretty much one has... This is how you choose which one you want to watch. One has Yoshi, one has Toad. That's pretty much the only difference. Literally the only difference.
Wait, Toad wasn't in the other one? I didn't realize.
What?
Oh my god.
Toad wasn't in Super Mario World, and Yoshi wasn't in Super Mario Bros. 3, of course.
True.
Yeah.
All I have to say about Super Mario... Okay, I like Super Mario Bros. 3. It was like Super Mario Bros. Super Show, but I feel like they added more elements that were more Mario-like. Like, they knew what they had to do. They had to make it more, like, Mario-based. I liked Super Mario Bros. 3 more. For Super Mario World, I was completely bored, and I never liked it, because to me, it was just, like, when you have all these prehistoric people with their, like, like, I just, like, oh god, these cavemen, cavewomen, just acting stupid, and Yoshi with his voice be like, Yoshi wants this, oh, Yoshi wants this, I'm just like, oh, Christ almighty, please, oh my god.
Yeah.
Man, oh, Yoshi.
Oh my goodness,
man.
yeah, I agree.
Anyway, but it's ridiculous. I really can't handle the show. Or football being a stone, and oh my god, Super Mario World, I don't like too much. But Super Mario Bros. 3, I like it. I thought it was pretty cool. Yeah, that's all I have to say.
I'm gonna go more into it after you guys, but I actually, like, the one thing I really liked out of, since most of these are old, the old ones, was I actually kind of like the Super Mario Bros. 3 one. I mean, it's not good, but it's not awful. There was a problem with the Super Mario Bros. 3 one, but that Super Mario World 1 is... I hated all of it. But, okay, you guys continue. I'll say more after you guys.
I mean, I don't have too much to say on this one. I always loved the remixes of the songs that you can recognize. And again, like Staryu said, the references, I love seeing like, oh, here's this power up and here's like that block that's in that game. Like just little things, even in the background, I love that stuff. And I love seeing in this particular episode that we watched, it was the very first episode, Sneaky, Lying, Cheating Giant Ninja Koopas. Yeah, that's the first one. And then for the World one, it's Party Line. I love seeing Wendy Koopa get put in place because she was so annoying, and then at the end, yeah, she got what was coming. So I was very happy about that. Yeah, Boo, did you have anything else to say on this?
Mama Luigi. That's the episode. I didn't look at the episode you posted. I looked at that Mama Luigi episode. That's the only one that resonates with me, and I love it. You leave Mama Luigi alone. I hate Yoshi voice, by the way. I hate it.
I hate Yoshi so much.
I hate the voice. And Yoshi eat everything. He ate a Wiggler. He ate so many things. It made no sense. I think he ate Mario.
Yeah, I thought Yoshi was SC for a second. You know, eating everything.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Please.
Are you calling SC fat?
No, I just said he eats everything. That's true. Ask SC. He eats everything.
Yes,
Not everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, anyway, that's that.
Okay. The one thing that made me laugh so, like, in a good way, that made me laugh so hard was when, I don't know what happened, but like Mario like dropped Luigi and he's like, oh, the sun's in my eyes, and then the angry sun attacked them. I screamed so it was so stupid. But then the worst, okay, right after that, then it made me, oh, I hate this scene, was like, he was like, oh, he went behind that cloud, but he just disappears. Like, he just, like, it looks like there was supposed to be a cloud there and they were supposed to draw one in, but they didn't. So he sort of just like slowly, he just sort of just disappears. Like half of it is gone, like 2/3, and then he's just gone. Like, it's awful. The musicals, when Mario said "good, truthful, honest, giant ninja Mario," I like hated everything. The musical sequence was really awful. Awful. It was probably the worst that I saw. And that's Super Mario World's right after that. And speaking of that, I hated that caveman. I saw the intro. I went 10 seconds in, and I just typed in, Super Mario World's intro is why there's evil in the world. And then subsequently, 30 seconds in, I wrote, the caveman kid made me hate this before the intro even ended. I don't even know who he is. I don't know his name. Still don't know his name. I hated him. The character models were awful because they're all like smaller and chubbier. But the animation is better than Super Mario Bros. 3. I mean, obviously, since it was a little later in time. I think they were trying to make jokes, and they never landed. And then finally, I think I wrote, oh, this was on Party Line. I just said, is there supposed to be a lesson here? Like, don't call an emergency number. Like, I didn't get it. Like, they were like, don't use the phone so much. But I'm like, okay. But then Mario said something along the lines of, like, oh, they don't need to call an emergency number. I'm like, what? Like, this is like the 90s. This is right around the time when they were, like, literally forcing, like, lessons to be in every kid's show. Like, this is, Sonic... Was it Sonic Underground or the original Sonic one that had, like, Sonic Says? Yeah.
The original one.
Okay, the original one. Oh, and then I didn't even watch Gopher Bash because I saw the Koopalings were in it, and I said, nope. And I heard their voice, and I'm like, this is the worst part of the Koopalings. Like, this is all the stuff I hated about the Koopalings and more. That's all. Ting!
All right. We got to move on to the very important next show. Next show is Donkey Kong Country.
Say it all you want. Say it all. Play the music. Yep. Donkey Kong. Oh, I missed it. Look out down below.
Hey, yo! Donkey Kong, let's go! Here it comes, banana sun!
Oh, man. Yes, so for everyone that's listening and has been confused for the last 20 episodes, the reason we keep playing this theme song is because it's from the Donkey Kong Country TV show, which aired from 1996 to 2000, so we're getting, pretty close here to where we're at. 40 episodes on ABC Family. And the general gist is that Donkey Kong and crew rule over Congo Bongo Island and protect it from King K. Rool. That's about it. The episode we watched was from Season 2, Episode 4, The Day the Island Stood Still.
Okay, I'm going first because I didn't write that much, and it's all in caps.
Oh, boy.
Every single line. The first line says, no. The second says, the CGI. The third says, what is wrong with their butts. The fourth says, Donkey Kong's voice. And then the fifth says, whoever the sassy female Kong is, she makes me shudder. And then, the one thing that's in lower... I don't know. Yes, maybe. The one thing I was in lowercase was, it just says the wake up song was actually kind of good. I like that song. Candy Kong's singing was really good.
Wake up, wake up, wake up.
That was really good.
I'm gonna play that with Dark Bro.
It wasn't a bad, it was, I wouldn't even say it was bad. It was actually, reasonably good. You don't really hear good songs like that. It was not
they
like
have
those
good
musical
songs in the
sequences
show.
that were, the musical sequence that we've done. I hate all of them. Oh, and then the last one just says, I couldn't finish this because of the animation. So I think I got halfway, right after that, and then they had some really bad scene. I said, no. The Anna is so ugly. It is disgusting looking, because I think it's right after, Re something. It's the first CGI cartoon ever, but it starts with Re. I don't remember what it's called. Reverb, Rebreak, Rebound, something like that. Yeah. That was the first one, and I think this came shortly after. It was bad. It was real bad. Their butts!
Their butts, yeah. And it wasn't just that. Also, with all the... What's it called? What are they called? Kremlins? Kremlings?
Yes,
whatever?
Kremlings, with a G.
Their nipples.
Oh my gosh!
I remember as a kid just thinking, oh my god, put your movies away. No one wants to see that. Freaking Kremlin. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
And that's besides the point. But it's true. Do you see them? They're ow. It's gross. They're fat. They're big fat crocodiles. What, you didn't notice it? Please, SC, you noticed. Everyone noticed. And but what I want to say about Donkey Kong Country, and I love this show as a kid. All right, it doesn't matter how boring an episode may be. I loved it so much as a kid, and when Soul had his little endeavor in the Mario Tennis podcast,
Ultra Smash,
he forgot who Donkey Kong was. I'm the one who played it during the ending information, and wasn't sure if I was going to do it, but then when I did it, I was so glad I did, because it created this whole Donkey Kong phenomenon that we have on the podcast. So yes, it's all dedicated for this show. This is where the theme song came from anyway. But yeah, I love this show. I think it's great. The songs are great. It's cheesy. Of course it's freaking cheesy. It's a show about freaking apes and gorillas freaking talking and freaking Kremlings and crocodiles, alligators, whatever. So, of course it's cheesy, but I love it regardless. I also love the pirates, because they had a pirate gang. I forgot what they were called. Blackbeard Pirates or some crap like that. I don't know. I forgot the name of it, but they have pirates, and I love those pirates on the show. They're pretty cool. So yeah, that's all I have to say. Yeah, I love Donkey Kong Country.
Okay, I just wrote glasses because Donkey Kong's glasses when he was wearing those. It reminded me of the eye popping thing. There's this at one point in this show, Donkey Kong's eyes just they inch out very slowly. I don't know what episode that's from, but it's these little animation things that they feel so primitive. Donkey Kong. But yeah, and I also wrote down that they sing a lot, a lot, not just this episode. And that made me, this is so bad, but I got a clip because I like the Feel the Burn song. I'm going to play it 10 seconds. And there's Feel the burn. Wait. We got to get through King K. Rool's part.
That's his favorite thing.
I wanted to play that for sorry. Stop.
Nice
I was
try.
supposed to say
Nice try.
first.
I knew. No, you stop. I knew it. I know how you are. I know how you are. SC, SuperZambezi.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, I know you. As soon as I heard this, I'm like, oh my god, SC's gonna enjoy this. And I knew it. You enjoyed
Oh my
it.
goodness. I got it for you. That's how great of a friend I am.
Please,
I know
SC,
you
we
love
know you like
those
feet in your mouth.
That's why I got it for you. Boo. Do you have anything to say about Donkey Kong Country, the TV show?
SC likes feet in his mouth.
Oh, get out.
I did.
That's true.
Oh my god, you gonna be
You
mad?
didn't
at me.
watch it?
Not that I didn't watch it. I actually remember it as a child because it used to come. Because at that time we had cable. Okay, ABC Family was on channel 49. So I was a young little adolescent watching the thing. Let's admit it. It is funny. Okay, Nelvana, oh my god, they produced the damn thing, whatever it is. Animated, produced, whatever you want to call it. They always make good cartoons. So when I found a Donkey Kong cartoon, I usually was not an advocate for the game or anything of that nature. But I didn't find it bad. It was alright, but now since I'm watching it, it sucks. No offense. It sucks. But if I would relate back to when I was a little child, I used to watch it I used to watch it to let 30 minutes go by because it used to come on for 30 minutes. I think 8 minutes dedicated for commercials and such. And I used to watch it, a little have fun, laugh here and there, but mostly now when I think about it, like I said, it sucks. I don't have anything else to say for it. Although it's funny, it has a lot of comical moments, and of course the theme song. We don't get enough from it.
Boo, there's this one character called Bluster Kong. I'm pretty sure he's just for the show, right? Bluster Kong.
I think so. I think so.
Yeah. At one point he says, "I smell money not being made," and I'm like, "Oh, that's me." I'm like, "Oh, that's probably Boo too." Oh my goodness.
Oh.
But yeah.
It'll be true.
So that's Donkey Kong Country. Our next TV show, I'm actually gonna let Staryu talk about because I know you know a lot about this. Pokemon. And I need to read some of these details. It's from 1998. That's when they started to present. They are still ongoing. There are over 900 episodes, 22 minutes each, and there's already 21 movies. So wow. Animated by OLM Incorporated. I don't know who they are, what they do. I know that originally this aired on 4Kids TV, and now it's on Cartoon Network. Is that correct?
Yes.
No, you're absolutely wrong. No, it was never on 4Kids.
Wait, 4Kids?
TV.
No.
It's made by 4Kids.
Yeah.
Back then it was made by 4Kids, and it was on Kids WB.
It was
okay.
before Pix TV in the AM on channel 11.
Yes. Then after 4Kids was done with it, it moved over to Cartoon Network. It's made like Pokemon now.
Oh.
I'm
USA,
sorry,
or
because they did a
international.
lot. I remember Pokemon Advanced Battle, and they did a lot of Pokemon for Kids TV in the morning on channel 11, Saturday morning, by the way.
Yeah.
Also, the episode that I picked, and I didn't know which episode to pick, so I picked something a little early, and something I thought was significant. I picked episode 63, The Battle of the Badge. He gets the Earth Badge in this one. So, is that a good episode? Did I pick a good one? I don't know.
You picked a good one, but there are tons of better ones that I would have picked.
Well, probably
But you picked
there's
a good one.
900. I mean, okay, yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about Pokemon. Yeah, I love Pokemon. All right, do you hear my name, SpiderStaryu? Where do you think Staryu comes from? All right, he didn't come out of thin air. It's from the Pokemon series, of course. So I just love Pokemon. All right, I'm obsessed with it. Even Soul Rock Powers loves Pokemon. So,
Did you call everyone Soul Rock Powers?
Yeah.
Ugh.
He likes Pokemon too. So I love the show so much. I've been watching it since the beginning, since Kanto to Johto to Hoenn to Sinnoh. I've watched every single Pokemon episode. I love it. I love Pokemon. And Pokemon has gotten pretty what's the exact word I'm trying to look for? Over time the anime has gotten more complex, more because they follow the same formula, sure, but especially like with this new generation, Generation 6, they've been doing so much new stuff, having new types of characters, more older people, more different body shapes, different types of people. Like it's just younger people. It's just completely different. They try new things, and I think it's cool. And I love Pokemon, and I'm not afraid to say it. I know it sounds cheesy. I still watch a kid show, whatever the case is, but I love Pokemon, so whatever. I love it. I love it to death.
No, I think it's fine because this one is very different from all the others. Like, this one has this ongoing story. It's just styled so differently, and I think it appeals to a wider range than, like, the Supercade, which was very clearly, like, a younger audience. So, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I just love Pokemon. I just think it's an amazing show, and it's funny because my friends and my brothers, because they used to watch Pokemon, of course not anymore, absolutely not. But I just think it's timeless. I just think it can be for anyone. Like, you're a young kid, you can get into Pokemon now and love it because the TV show to me is timeless. Like, I started watching it when I was younger, like during the Kanto days, and that was really popular. But one thing that's great about Pokemon, like I said, is it's timeless. Anyone can get into it at any time, and I think that's great. That's a great thing about the show. So yeah, I love Pokemon. I love it.
I was obsessed with it when it came out. I'm not gonna lie, I was very obsessed. I watched not every episode, but I like the spooky episode, the one before. I think they had it into the Haunted Mansion. And they get attacked.
With Haunter?
Yes, I like that episode.
Gengar and Ghastly?
Yes.
Oh, do you remember what the two people with Ash, do you remember their names?
Oh, no, I don't. I just... I know what it... Oh, my God. I'm going to be so mad when you say it.
You want me to just tell you?
Yes.
Brock and Misty.
I'm going to be so mad because it was very obvious. That was a very obvious answer. Because I thought he went there. First, I thought he went there alone. So I was going to say no one. But it was before, because they had to go in there. What they had to do, it was something about Sabrina. What did they have to do?
Sabrina's Pokemon were very strong. But they had to make Haunter apparently make her laugh. Because Sabrina was this very uptight person who apparently carried a doll with her, or whatever the case might be, and she was very uptight. She didn't want to talk to anyone. But then Haunter came and made her laugh, and then she started becoming a different person, and then she just gave Ash the badge. So, yeah.
Because, once again, psychic Pokemons in that gym...
Overpowered.
Overpowered.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, I actually love it. And what is the one that almost gave kids kids seizures? The one with Porygon and they
the electric
the Legend of Porygon.
I love that episode. I love it. The thing is,
you love it?
All the flashing lights they don't do anything to. Although I do understand how people feel because it really does trigger something in the brain, but it doesn't it doesn't make me get seizures and such. Although
they made it less though. They lessened it on YouTube and stuff, I think.
Yeah, but they have like the original, which is so ridiculous. Imagine if you have a big TV and the whole thing's flashing. But I didn't have a big TV, that's why I was spared. I actually had like a little portable TV because my mom gave me that little small TV. Cause I used to play Mario Party 2, Mario Party 3 on a TV that didn't even have color. So it's kind of was, Hexagon Heat was torment. Hexagon Heat was a torment.
Oh my goodness, I'm laughing just thinking about it.
It was a torment. But yeah,
pink! And you like go over to the blue one.
Yeah.
What is going down? No!
You couldn't tell which one he pulled up because it was really black and white. But that was the old days. I'm surprised that it played the N64 games, but that's besides the point. I watched that episode on that TV, so it wasn't bad for me. That's why I liked the episode. But with color, please. But it was. I actually liked Pokemon. It was something random. That was about it. It was something random. Which one came before, Digimon or Pokemon?
I believe Pokemon came first.
Yes, like when Pokemon came out, it was something that we would never thought, and somehow it got close to us. So
Digimon, Digital Masters,
Digital Monsters.
Digital Monsters.
Oh my god!
What? That's what I said.
You said
Digital Masters.
Wait. Oh, monsters. Oops.
But yeah,
sing it over.
Let me not Liz ramble. It's a very good cartoon, and it's still going, and I don't watch it anymore, by the way.
What's next? Oh, what? Fat Pikachu is best Pikachu.
There was Fat Pikachu in this one? What?
No, Pikachu's always fat.
Okay. I see what you mean. I actually have a question. In this episode, why did Gary have 10 badges? I didn't understand.
Because Gary's cool, okay?
Don't ask me. I don't know.
Okay.
Gary will constantly be cooler than you.
Yeah, they made him look like a show-off.
They even said he had like over 200 Pokemon at the time, which is funny because there wasn't over 200 Pokemon at the time. This is like before Johto, so they said they had over 200 Pokemon. So I trust me, I don't know. I have no clue.
But I thought this was gonna be bad, but I thought Togepi was Generation 2.
It was.
Yeah, it was.
No, it was, but they had some Generation 2 Pokemon, but they didn't call it like, oh, this is from Johto. Like, they just said, oh, this is a new Pokemon. We don't know where they're from.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, good. Phew.
So they had Togepi, they had Meryl, and like we didn't know where the hell they came from.
Because I know Togepi, he left in Gen 2, right? He left Misty because they flew him in the air.
Gen 3.
Spoilers.
Gen 3. He came Togetic.
How that spoilers, SZ?
I'm not watching the show anymore.
I'm surprised. If I know it, I'm sure everyone else knows it. Okay? Put it like that. If I know it, everyone else knows it. And they know it better than me.
Last thing to say on this show. I love Who Is That Pokemon? I loved those segments. And I still do. Every time I see them, I get all excited and happy. Like, I just love trivia and that kind of stuff. So that makes me happy.
I always get it wrong.
Did you get the one in this episode wrong?
Wait, let me go to it. Let me make sure.
Oh, please!
We're gonna go to it.
We'll come back to because it's gonna take a little bit. Next show is Kirby Right Back at Ya from 2002.
Wait, I got it now.
Okay.
It's at 9:08.
What is it?
Oh, that's easy, Mr. Mine. Are you serious?
That's why I asked.
Oh,
That's easy. Oh my God, SZ.
I was just checking. Kirby Right Back at Ya, 2002 to 2006, so not that long ago. That's actually 10 years ago. Wow. 100 episodes, also made by Nelvana, and it aired on 4Kids TV. And
Foxbox.
oh, was that wrong again?
No, it aired on 4Kids TV, but it first aired on Foxbox.
Ah, okay. And the story is something about like Nightmare has some corporation, and he sends out evil enemies or something, and King DDD is there too. I don't know. The episode we watched was A Recipe for Disaster. Sorry, did you watch this one?
I didn't watch that one. I watched another one.
But you've seen the series, right?
I've seen the whole series, but I just didn't really remember that episode. I wanted to look at a different
That's
episode.
one thing about me. I've seen it before, but at that time, I didn't have no cable, so we used the antenna TV. Yes, antenna TV. And
In the 2000s?
Yeah, it's quite bad. We have rough times. Until 2000, I say 2004, because that's when we actually got cable. But 2002, when it came on and such,
God.
it was on, cause it used to stay on Channel 5, correct?
Yes.
Because Channel 5 and Channel 11, they had their own Saturday lineup with cartoons in the morning.
Right.
But the Channel 5 never used to come on. The antenna, I tried my best to adjust the antenna. Never came on. So I always used to miss all the episodes. Because they had Sonic. Not Sonic Underground. They had...
Sonic X.
Yes, Sonic X. Gotta go fast, faster, 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 faster. Go, 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 go.
Go, yeah.
They used to have that and Kirby, all of it. Oh my God, I couldn't get a chance to watch it because I never could pick up the whatever they call. I couldn't pick it up. So I used to always want to watch it, but as I said, I couldn't. So now I don't have to watch them over because I watched this and let's say I fell asleep, not on it. I fell asleep after and I forgot everything. So I kind of like, what happened in this episode?
In this one that I posted?
Yes, because I
oh
watched
my goodness,
it.
I skipped through it. I watched like maybe 2 minutes of it. I don't like any of the characters. I think it was.
I love Kirby Right Back at Ya. I mean, I watched this at the time when I was a huge fan of Kirby, and I'm still a huge fan of Kirby. I love Kirby, but like at that time when I was younger, I was obsessed with Kirby. Like it was those two things. Three things. It was Pokemon, Mario, then Kirby. I loved Kirby. Oh my God, that was like the thing for me. So the show, I love it. I mean, the show can be, some episodes are boring, so like you gotta like find the episodes that are like entertaining. Like there are some, but I forget the names of them. But like there was one where like a princess came to town. There was one oh my god, what's the name? Where Meta Knight, something happened to Meta Knight, like where Kirby had to do something to save Meta Knight. Like, there's tons of different episodes that are more entertaining than the one you picked, SC. I'm not trying to throw shade. I'm just saying that there's tons of entertaining episodes. So I love the Kirby Right Back At You. I think it's awesome.
Okay. So, my notes for Kirby Right Back At You. I've watched not the whole series, but I've watched a fair amount of Kirby Right Back At Ya. And I think that it's very interesting to have a cute and non-vocal protagonist, because you don't really ever see that for a television show. Like, I can't really name an example. And usually I hate, like, the sidekicks, but I think their names are Tiff and Tuff. I'm not really bothered by them. I don't hate them, but they're not stupid. The music, though, is not good. I do not like the musical score at all with Kirby Right Back At Ya. Nothing stands out to me, and what does not stand out in a good way. It's just bad. I love the 2D animation, but I can't stand that some of it's in 3D and some of it's in 2D, because it doesn't, like, there's just one where all of it's 2D except Escargoon and DDD are 3D. It just switches sporadically, and it makes no sense to why they are 3D or why they are 2D. I just wish it was standard 2-dimension. I think it would look better. Also, the episode plot did not need to be a 22-minute long episode, or whatever, however long it was. It was just, by the last 5 minutes of it, I'm like, this should have been ended by now. Like, there's not that much plot to it. It's just boring. And then the battle with the giant corn monster, which I think King DDD summoned, but I missed that part, was really slow and really boring. And at one point, Kirby turns into Chef Kirby, but, like, he throws a frying pan, but it just goes so slowly, that frying pan. Like, why are you ending off on a bad note? Because I like her. I mean, I didn't hate it, and it's definitely not great, but Kirby Right Back At Ya is definitely one of the better video game shows out there. It never stood out is the problem I had with it. That's like the biggest thing. Obviously, that 2D, 3D thing makes me annoyed. But as a television show, it did not stand out. And that's pretty much what a lot of these do. They don't really bring any new plots to, cartoons or storytelling. Or they don't put new twists on it, because, I mean, storytelling's been around forever. We've kind of told nearly every sort of format of story, but it was just boring. Like, it didn't stand out because it had potential, but it really never took it to its limits, which I wish it did.
I also think I picked a bad episode. Like, I don't think this one was a
you did.
Very interesting one. But are we good on Kirby? Yes. Okay,
yes.
Great. We have 3 more. Next one is F-Zero GP Legends. This ran from 2003 to 2004. There are 51 episodes made by Ashi Productions. I don't know how to say that. And aired on Foxbox. In the English version, there were only 15 episodes. After that, it was canceled. So we do not get to see all those. Unless you watch it in Japanese, and you get to watch everything. I'll go ahead and go first. I watched this. I found out about this for the first time this week when I was doing this research, and watched the episode last night, and I actually liked it a lot. Like, I mean, no, maybe not a lot, but I thought it was pretty interesting. I might have watched the next one. It was just an interesting idea too. The whole, like, he was put into the future. I mean, it's not very original, but he was frozen for 150 years, put in the future, and now it's New York City is now Mute City. Actually, my only thing here is I want to know, is this actually part of the game story, or is this completely original to this show? If any, I mean, I don't know. Have you guys seen this before? And are you familiar with F-Zero?
I'm not. No.
We're talking about F-Zero GP Legend, right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I think some of it relates to the game, of course, but I don't know if it actually follows the storyline of the game, because the one I watched when it was dubbed by 4Kids, they only dubbed like 10 or 13 episodes.
Yeah.
So I don't think they really got that far to where, you could really tell. I think you'd have to, like, watch the Japanese one to, like, see if they really follow the game. But to my knowledge, I don't really think they follow the game to a core. But I think they made a Game Boy Advance game based off the show. It was called F-Zero GP Legend something. I have it on the Wii U, I think. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? It was a Game Boy Advance game released that was exactly like the TV show. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I think it was based off of, more so.
Okay, but what do you think about it overall? Oh, whoop.
Oh, I was gonna say I never seen it because there wasn't that many episodes translated. I never seen this before. I didn't know they had a cartoon.
Same.
Well, you gonna watch it now?
No.
Well, at least you're honest.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for how quick it was, but no, I'm not.
I think the show's alright. Yeah, I don't really have much to say about it. The show's alright. You can see Captain Falcon in, I think, some of the episodes, so that's pretty cool.
Oh, that's another question. The first episode's called The Legend of Captain Falcon. Where was he? It wasn't even about him. Not even slightly.
Yeah.
He was in one of the first episodes. If he wasn't in the first one, he was in one of them. I swear he was.
Interesting.
Because they had some points where Captain Falcon would come on, but the show was mainly around the other characters like Jodie Summer and the other ones I forget the name
something Wheeler or something. I don't remember.
Yeah, Doctor something. Boo would know all the names. You give Boo the names, he'll know.
You did the Jodie, right?
Mm-hmm. Jodie Summer.
And there's a doctor. Oh my God!
Robotnik?
No.
Doctor. Oh my God.
No. What's his name? Oh, it's so many characters. You have. I know the card name. That's the back. We had Astro Robin. I think that was in the other video. Astro Robin, whoever drive that thing. They didn't show Black Death, whatever his name is, or did they? No, I don't think so because it was Jodie Foster. Wow. Jodie Summer. Jodie Summer. And I forgot
Jodie Foster.
She might be in there.
Because Jodie Summer goes out with the doctor. Oh my.
Oh, James McCloud.
Not James McCloud. No, she don't go out with James McCloud. James McCloud himself. And I forgot who it was because I know in F-Zero the GameCube you had to escape. You had to let Jodie. You had to give Jodie an escape from the tower blowing up. Spoilers. But I forgot the damn names. I'm so damn mad. You are gonna play. You're not even gonna make it up to that part of Z first and foremost.
Oh shit.
No, I'm not being mean because the story mode is ridiculously hard. I'm not. Side note. F-Zero,
that's how SC likes it. He likes games hard.
F-Zero GX for the GameCube. The story mode is normal, hard, and very hard. Normal is hard. Hard is ridiculous. Very hard is obsolete. You gotta beat it by hundredths of a second. The game, no, but you can play the game. You can buy it. Do they have it for Virtual Console?
No.
What's going on, Nintendo? Oh, sorry.
What's it called for the game? What's it called for the game? What's it called for the GameCube?
F-Zero GX.
Yeah, I don't think it's available on the Virtual Console.
What's going on, Nintendo? Oh my God! So, let me not get off track. But like I said, there have not been that many episodes, so it'll be rare for someone to see an English episode in their lifetime.
Okay, so did you get to share your thoughts?
All I said was, "Oh yeah, anime. Oh yeah, F-Zero," and then I said,
Christ.
there was like one scene where he's like in a hospital bed and he just looks at a ring, and it was like, it's supposed to like, I'm fine with slower paced things, but like, it made me feel nothing, so I was like, oh, stupid.
Did you skip around?
Or
did you watch it from start to finish?
Yes, I skipped around.
Do you know what the ring was for?
Yes.
Okay, well then at least you had that.
It just didn't make me feel anything. And then there was the dude with the yellow hair who was stupid. I hated him. And then I was like, oh, this is a Wake Up in the Future show, and that's probably why I didn't like it, because I don't like that plot almost ever. I don't think you can do much with it, because it's just like, like they'll just be like, Captain N had one of them. It wasn't Wake Up in the Future, but it was Wake Up in a New World. He was like, oh, these whatever these are just like jet skis. I don't like those. And as much as it was an anime, so it wasn't that bad on it, I still don't like that plot, because I don't think there's much that you can't do much with it. That you couldn't just do in present tense unless it has to do with like technology, and that's just boring and you can't relate to it. So I don't like that sort of stuff.
I disagree, but okay. Moving on. We have two more. Pikmin Shorts. These were released in 2013, I believe. and there were 3 episodes, 20 minutes total, not each. I don't know who animated them, so somebody, Nintendo. Let's just say Nintendo.
Sold it.
We can say a lot of shady things for that response, but we're not going to. They were released on the 3DS and the Wii U, and I'm trying to remember, were they released before Pikmin 3 or after? Because I kind of think after.
I think it was after.
At any rate, what did you guys think of these shorts?
I love it.
They're kawaii.
I love the one that when the red pigment is stuck in the bottle. That thing had me laughing. I love it. I really did. I thought they were going to do a rock pigment that break the glass, but apparently it was a wing pigment. But I love that thing. Had me dying and laughter for no reason. I'm like, oh my god, I'm laughing for no reason. It was so funny though. I actually liked the little short cartoon, especially the first one. When it looked like Olimar was like killing the pigment, the red pigments, that he was just picking up the carrots and blending them. That had me laughing. It was, oh my god, I don't know why, but it was very funny. I actually liked them. Although they're
cute.
Yes.
Kawaii desu ne.
I like them. That's all I have to say.
I only watched the very first one, and I started watching the bottle one, but it was like really late at night. I'm like, okay, I'll do this tomorrow. But I didn't watch it. But
tisk.
They're very well done. Yeah, I'll say that, and they're well thought out as well. Like, just they're funny. They work for everyone. Again, another all ages type thing, and it's not too much. I think it's enough. Granted, I only watched the first one, but yeah. Soul, you watched it?
I watched it. The one thing I really have to say on it was, yes, the animation's very fluid and all that. That was like, whatever. And I'm not gonna knock it any further than that. I like that. But the only other note I had was, I feel like all of us would agree, I wouldn't want this to be a series. Like, maybe like, oh, it's so cute, like they'll release one every once in a while, but I wouldn't want this to be expected series. I'd want it to be where, like, I guess it kind of already has since it's been 2013. But it's like, it ended and I'm like, oh, that's fine. Because there's no series, no plot, nothing I need to get too involved in. It was just cute and it's fun to watch. I liked it. It wasn't... Because I like something like that. Like, I'm not necessarily begging for stuff like that, but it's nice to have a break from very long stuff that would take a while to watch. This is nothing like that. It's not even you wouldn't really... I wouldn't even so much consider it a series more than, like, a collection of little shorts. So... I very much enjoy that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Staryu, did you get a chance to watch these?
I've watched them. To be honest, to me, they're not really that interesting. I'm sorry, I didn't really find it to be too funny. I didn't really like it. I mean, I wouldn't mind if they made more, but I don't think I personally would have watched. I would watch more. Because you gotta remember, I don't really care too much about the Pikmin series. I'm not really into the games, so...
Okay. Last one, and probably my favorite, the Star Fox Zero: The Battle Begins. This aired like less than a month ago. There's only one episode. It's 15 minutes long. It's animated by Production IG and WIT Studios, whoever that is. It aired on YouTube, and it's just a short animation to help promote Star Fox Zero, actually based on Star Fox Zero. So who wants at this first?
Me.
Ooh.
Oh!
I would love to discuss its glory. It's glory. This is how it's supposed to be done, because I thought it was going to be corny, okay? I thought it was going to be corny. But it was, because when SZ sent the link, I think it was SZ who sent the link to me. I thought it was going to be corny. When I watched it, I was like, yes. Because
oh my god!
Because it got everything that I wanted. It showed like a little bit of backstory. That was all right. And then it just kept you interested. It shows citizens of Corneria for the first time.
Yeah, I love that.
I was like, people, finally! And then they showed when they attacked and everything. I'm like, this is what I need. And then you have Slippy just being oh so clumsy, which was good. And then after they talk about stopping at Corneria for some meals and stuff, and then Kevin just started jumping on them with berating them. I'm like, yes, it was so funny. It was funny. And each character they had their own. They had the personality, and they glorified their personality. And then at the end, they left at the damn cliffhanger, so I was mad as hell. I was like, wait, what they talking about? They need to make another episode. They really did. I know they did it to promote the game, but come on, you can't leave a cliffhanger like that. I was like, ooh. They need to continue this. Everybody loves it on YouTube, by the way. Everyone loves it. They're like, this is absolute best. This is how you promote a game. You better get into it. Nintendo, you did right for that one. You did right for a change. Okay? That was shade. But I really loved it. I need another episode, though. We waiting. I need another one. I know they're not going to do another one, but we need one. Ooh, yes. Make my heart quiver.
Oh, I love it so much. When I saw it, I thought it was just going to be something so cheesy and ridiculous. I thought, oh my god, this is going to be something tacky. Oh my god. But then when I was watching it, oh my god, I was getting my life. I loved it. It was just the way that they expanded on the characters and the way they showed them fighting and things of that nature. It gave me life. And just seeing the characters interact with each other, it was perfect. It was everything I would want in a Star Fox show, Star Fox anime, whatever the case is. Like, if this was a real thing and they had more episodes just like this, I would not mind, and I would freaking totally watch it. Absolutely. Because this was great. I loved it. I really hope they make more. If they make more, I'm gonna scream on the podcast. Literally. If they do make more, I will literally be on this podcast, and I will scream. Okay.
No,
I will do it. I will. I will.
Yeah, sorry, Saul, but I'm with them. Like, this is great. I enjoyed.
No, I didn't say I didn't like it.
Well,
I just said there's good and bad to it, like everything.
True. Okay. I mean, I might agree with you. I need to hear what you're going to say, but yeah, everything that's been said, I enjoy all of it. I love the little references to everything. Yes. Like even though I didn't play Star Fox Adventures, at the beginning they said they're getting back from Saria or something. That's from Star Fox Adventures, right?
Yes. Saria is from Star Fox Assault. They renamed Dinosaur Planet to Saria.
Oh. Well. Okay, so same thing, yeah? Right?
Yeah, it's the same place, just different name.
Yeah, so like little references like that, or you see, I don't know, you just see little things lying around. I can't remember them, haven't seen it in a while, but just little details that make this so I don't want to say unique, but just so cool. But so I really want to hear what you are going to say.
Can I add one thing?
Sure.
Who laughed their ass off when Falco lost the game?
And he threw it? Oh my gosh, it's ironic because that's what I did with Star Fox Zero.
I can't.
I don't remember it, which is sad because A, this is the only thing I watched all the way through, and B, it was the last thing I watched of this. I loved the intro. I don't remember what it was, but I do remember loving the intro. It was very good. I had a problem with the animation because I love the style, but like stills of it look perfect, but it does not look good animated simply because they are animal based, and it's very hard to get them to emote considering they're more lifelike. Compared to like other animation styles, and it's very hard to get them emote, and it did not work. The biggest one was the first time we saw General Pepper. His face barely moved when like he was about to get attacked. I'm like, oh, like I had to watch it like 3 times over to see like, oh, his eyes widen. Like he doesn't really emote, and it's kind of hard to do that because they are animals, and I didn't like that. But I love the animation style, and it just doesn't flow. I love it's weird because it's something I've never seen. It looks 3D, but I'm pretty sure it was 2-dimensionally animated, but it looks like it was, I think it might have been computer generated, which is why it looks like that, but it doesn't look bad. The voice acting is top notch. I love Falco's voice so much. Like, honestly, it's like, that is my favorite Fox voice we've ever had. I love it so much. Falco was very funny, and he's endearing. I like his attitude in this because there's not much to it, obviously, but I kind of like it, how he is. It gets really choppy towards the middle. There were like parts where I could see
the frame rate. Yeah, the frame rate did drop a lot.
I didn't like that. I loved when Peppy called them out for making fun of his little trinket. That made me laugh very hard, and I love their emotions. I loved the chamber scene when they're running through the hallway. That was such a good scene. It was so good. It's super weird because I think it kind of adds to it because I think it's just sort of chintzy. It's not bad or anything, but I think it was always funny how long that hallway must have been. Like, they have a full conversation and they're still running down it, and that just made me laugh, even though it's not really a joke. It's just sort of, haha, like, it's just weird. The battle I didn't like. The battle with that weird boss thing was super lackluster. I didn't, like, it was supposed to be an action thing, but it just didn't work. And then, the twist ending was cool. I like that. I was like, ooh, well, not a twist, but more like cliffhanger-ish. I was like, ooh, there's more to this, maybe, potentially. And then I had the problem with this is because I mentioned it at the beginning. There was an animation thing called A Fox in Space. That was a Star Fox thing, and it was completely unrelated to this, but I saw it before the Star Fox, the official Star Fox Zero thing. And to me, unfortunately, it was why I probably didn't like this as much, which is really bad because I shouldn't go like that. I shouldn't think like that, but it was what made me watch this with a very critical eye compared to A Fox in Space, because it was very well animated, had very well music. It was a very different take on Star Fox, but it still worked, and it was funny. And it had a really good story for a first episode, because they're planning on doing more. This didn't have pretty much any of that. It had a little bit of jokes, and it had really good animation, and it was okay soundtrack score. That was pretty much it. And it was why I feel bad for looking at it at such a critical angle, but it was what I like, having somebody taking their own artistic mind towards something and making it exceptionally good. And this did not do that because it was Nintendo-based, and they usually don't stray away from their IPs too hard, considering what they did with stuff like the Mario Brothers Super Show from back in the day. So it's why and the animation was unforgivable with this, even though I love the style. It just was not good animated.
Can I cut you off for a second?
Yes, I
thought. Okay. Do you mean A Fox in Space by Frederick Fox?
Yeah,
that guy?
I believe so. It came out rather recently.
Okay, yeah, I saw that. That was really cool too. But I enjoyed both. I thought what he did was cool because it was a fan production. Him and I think some other people were working on it too. But yeah, he did an awesome job with that. But it actually got a lot of views too. It got like 800,000, I think, or something around there as of right now. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, I thought both were cool. I liked the thing Nintendo did, and I really hope they do more.
Okay, I think it is time to wrap up this Nintendo cartoons discussion. We've had it for 2 hours. I think we've talked enough and got all our thoughts out. So I think we should quickly go over some Nintendo news, because there has been some news, and then a little bit into what we've been doing very briefly. So what are the biggest Nintendo news points for this week?
I mentioned it earlier, funny enough. Mighty Number 9 finally got a release date. It's coming out June 21st to North America. So
or is it?
On my birthday!
Oh, that's good.
Yay.
That sounded sarcastic, but I meant it. Like, that's cool. The JoJo Classic, which is sort of like inspired by the Kanto Classic they had for competitive Pokemon, is starting soon. Registration goes from May 19th to May 27th, and it's pretty much all Pokemon going from 1 to 251, with the exception of Mew, Mewtwo, Lugia, Ho-Oh, and Celebi. And finally... we'll talk about that last. But Pokemon... Because I think we should discuss it. I know you don't really... We're kind of running long, but I think this is something worthy of discussing. Pokemon just is on May 10th at 8 a.m. my time, or 5 a.m. as Z's time. There's going to be the first official news thing from Pokemon Sun and Moon. So whatever it is, we'll see it. Alright. And the last thing was, Nintendo is literally just showing Zelda, as I call it, Zelda Next Gen for E3. That's it. They're not...
I don't want to hear that bullshit. That's all
they're doing.
But
they're not having a Nintendo Digital Event / Nintendo Direct. They are not having any other game available for showing next to Zelda Next Gen on the game floor. That's all they're focusing on. And
because they don't got a damn thing to present. That's what's wrong with them.
Wait,
Okay.
Wait, hold on one second. They're not doing a digital event?
No.
No.
There's not going to be no Nintendo Direct?
They're going to have
Nope.
a Treehouse live stream of Zelda only to replace
Only
it.
fucking Zelda.
Are you kidding
Because
me?
they ain't got a damn thing to present. That's why. Nintendo, I need to come for your ass because what are you doing this year? You ain't got shit to present and you got an NX you can present. What's wrong with you? You got NX, next console you can present. Because you're going to do it next year. What the hell are you giving it a second for if it's for next year and it comes out in March?
Oh my
God. Nintendo, right now, I'm about to slaughter you. Because I don't know what's going on in that company, but you need to fix something. You ain't got no
There
game
goes
for the
our
Wii
there goes
U.
our E3 podcast.
You ain't got no Wii U to present. No, you ain't got no Wii U games to present. Except that, what the hell you guys presenting? You better do something, because nobody's going to go to your E3, bitch. Nobody's going. Because everybody is canceling their E3 reservation because they're going for only Nintendo, which is beyond satirical to me. But that's not the point. The point is, many people come to see what you're presenting. You're not presenting a damn thing. We can sit home and watch that, for God's sake. Oh, my God. I saved all this rant for E3. I'll save it. Because
what E3?
It was
exactly.
It was interesting because you guys are right, because with E3, the reason why Nintendo gets such hype is because we talk about it. People talk about it. There's not going to be much to talk about when it's just one game. And they do have some other stuff. There's supposedly Pikmin 4 that might be coming out with Wii U, might be coming out with NX. They have the NX, which there's no reason they can't even talk about what it is. They have the 2 apps that were recently announced, which I'm not sure if I covered, but they announced that they're going to be having a Fire Emblem and Animal Crossing app coming out. They should be 2 different ones. It sounded like I said apps coming out this fall, which they could show off. I know it's not that big of a deal. They have Pokemon, which they're not, we're just probably going to get news separate from it around the same time. There's no reason why they're doing this, because they're trying to hype it up like Zelda's a big deal, but there are people who don't care about Zelda. And there's not much to discuss with this game unless they're announcing a whole bunch, but even then is not enough. Because last year's E3 was not that good.
So,
I will say,
can I add on to what you say? Can I add on to what you're going to say? Why
yes.
Nobody going to care about Zelda? It's because they announced it in 2014 or 15, and we're getting it in 2017. So many people who did care for it don't give a damn ass about it because it's been 2 years in the making. It's been delayed. You don't announce no game in 2012 and then present it in 2014 or 16. Are you serious? Oh my goodness.
No, but wait a minute. Let's be honest though. Regardless, we're still excited for Zelda. It's beyond disappointing that that's the complete focus. But let's be real. When we do see Zelda, it's going to be awesome. But it's very minimal compared to what E3 should be. And also, I'm playing devil's advocate, of course. I see Nintendo, they basically had to make a decision. They either put all their NX stuff out there and present it full force, or they say, let's have a skip year on E3 and let's just focus on Zelda. They made a choice. I'm sure, I don't think they're stupid. They're like, oh, this is a great idea. Let's show Zelda only. They understand that this is pretty disappointing.
As hard as that for you to make up, to be devil's advocate, is as stupid as the reason they chose. Because usually for devil advocate, they usually pick off the good parts. As hard as it would as hard was that to make a reason like that, is exactly the same thing as exactly the stupid reason I'm trying to say to Nintendo. Oh, they get me so mad I can't speak correctly.
I just...
Okay, Boo, don't hurt yourself.
I'm disappointed.
Yeah.
That's all the news.
Okay, and if anyone wants to mention what they've been doing recently, we can quickly get into that.
I'll say that for next week.
Oh, okay.
Same.
I'll just mention, since I've been mentioning a lot lately, I think, hopefully, if I didn't, I feel like I say this every week, but I've been we were doing a play at my theater class for ever, and the worst thing happened. So my teacher's been pregnant, and she moved the play up early because of this, but she gave birth anyway, so we had to have a final week of rehearsals and our performance without her, and we won't be seeing her ever again now because she suddenly was like, LOL, hey guys, I just found out I have to move, so this year is going to be my last year, actually. And she was leaving early already. She was leaving the week after next. But because she had her baby, she's just going to be... And it was like 5 weeks early, the kid. So she's fine, and the baby's fine, and whatever. But, yeah, so that was awful. The play went great, though. Went off without a hitch. We were having so much trouble with sound. But that performance, nothing went wrong with sound, really. Except for the end, with our curtain call. But that was fine, because we didn't learn our curtain call until 30 minutes before showtime. So it's fine.
So
yeah, it went great. I was the lead.
That's really nice to hear. Do you have a recording? Because we would love.
My mother has a 27 minute recording of it, but because it's an iPad like from forever ago, the quality's really bad, and we didn't have good makeup, so we all look washed out, exceptionally washed out. But I mean,
don't care.
maybe.
We still can send it.
We'll,
maybe
to the viewers, we will post it public for everyone to see. Thank you, Sol, for your contribution.
That's illegal.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, we don't have the license to do that, but I could show you guys.
Okay, yeah, that probably makes sense. Yeah, okay, then sorry, viewers, you're out of luck.
Please don't watch it. Thank you. Sorry, I just wanted to mention that because that was kind of important.
I guess since everyone's skipping, I guess I'll skip 2. Especially since our Snowflake Lake battle game is not over yet. We can save that until it's done.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that later.
Yes, we are. Okay, so to wrap up the podcast, you can subscribe to us, the Lost Levels podcast. On Sol, get back in your dumpster, shut the lid, and don't speak until you're spoken to. You can subscribe to the Lost Levels podcast. Sol.
No, I don't think we had one joke about me being in the dumpster until just now.
I have a photo. I have the photo for community pick of the day. You can check that out.
Okay, please. Any information, please.
Yeah, we
any
need
information.
To wrap this up. Okay, you can subscribe to the Lost Levels podcast on iTunes. Make sure to leave us a rating and a review. It helps us grow. It is very true. You can find all our past episodes at our website, thelostlevels.mariopartylegacy.com, and our Mario Party news and community at mariopartylegacy.com. Follow the Lost Levels on social media. Facebook.com/The Lost Levels, on Twitter at Lost Levels MPL, on Tumblr, The Lost Levels Podcast.tumblr.com, and at YouTube.com/user/The Lost Levels MPL. I'm SuperZambezi on Twitter, Nintendo Network, and YouTube.
I am SpiderStaryu across this whole entire world on YouTube, Twitter, Tumblr, Facebook, Nintendo Network, and Google+. All of it is SpiderStaryu. Be sure to follow me. And also one thing I want to say really quickly is that please, if you send me an invite on Nintendo Network, please tell me that you watch me like on the podcast or you like my videos, because if you don't say anything, then I don't know who you are, and I just deny it, because so far I've got 5 requests this week and I had to deny all of them. So please tell me where you're from, and that's it.
Darkmoon 007 Twitter, Nintendo Network, Darkmoon on YouTube.
As for me, it's Hardly Milk Tumblr, and then compete on whatever it's called, Nintendo Network. What's the other thing? Oh yeah, I still don't use it, but if you want to add me on Miitomo, my Twitter is Absolpowers. So there's that. Sorry, that's it.
Okay, podcast is finally over. Thank you very much for listening, and we will talk to you next week.
Oh, bye. Oh, goodbye.
Vote for Thorgy. Vote for Thorgy.